Shalom, shalom. All right, right here at the table. So today is the 31st day, or what Enoch would say is the last day of spring. The 31st day of spring, or the last day of spring, when the sun is shining on our planet and giving our planet 12 parts light and 6 parts dark. That is what Enoch describes as the 31st day of the 3rd month, or the last day of spring. Not the first day of summer, but the last day of spring. So it's June 18th, and we have 2 days until the celestial solstice. Tomorrow is the head of the 4th month. This being the 31st day, or the last day of the 3rd month, tomorrow is the Rosh of the 4th month. So, with that in mind, and with what was going on here the last few days, where we had the sun tracking like it should, just growing, and then it dropped yesterday, and yesterday being the 30th day of the month, and then so I thought, well, I'm going to track it all day. So I've been tracking it all day, and we always talk about the straight line at the equinox, and this gives you an idea of what it looks like at the solstice. You can see the curved line. Sadly, this equinox, we weren't able to do a straight line because the weather did not cooperate with us, but I'll insert a picture from times past, and you can just see the difference between our straight line and our curved line on the table. But this was our little midday conglomeration here, and we can see yesterday on the 30th day of the month it jumped down, and now it's back up in alignment with the other marks. The orange one was my first mark on the 10th of June, and then the little black one was this past Shabbat, which was the 15th, and then we had the 17th yesterday, that pink one, and today is blue. Today is the 18th. So you see it tracking. I'm going to track it again tomorrow. We're going to continue tracking it now until after the actual solstice on the 20th, and just so we can see how it's moving, because we just thought this was so weird that it dropped down yesterday on the 30th day of the Enochian month. And we remember last year that happening on the 18th. So, but last year was also a leap year in that division of the Enochian time. So the leap year was actually last Enochian year. So is that the difference? Sadly, we have to wait a whole nother year now to watch again to see if it happens a 3rd time of this little movement here. Is the sun doing something as our planet is coming around the sun? Is there a little jig that it does to let us know, hey, this is the end of the month? I don't know. It's a phenomenon now that we've seen twice, but once in a leap year and one not in a leap year. So next year, I guess, will be the tiebreaker, and will show us exactly again what is happening around this time. So we'll just keep tracking it. And we see the same thing. I marked this at midday. We see now it's just a little past midday. This line here tells us the time. But we see, I took some close-up pictures, but now the sun is back up here. So again, we had yesterday's mark, the pink one, Shabbat was the black one, and today is blue. I didn't have an original one here, but I did have an original which was orange. So I'm going pink, orange, blue, black. That's the order in which these lines. So we had orange, then black way up here for Shabbat, and then it dropped down yesterday, and now it's back up above it, the original mark. So Like I said, we saw the same phenomenon last year. Okay, and so again over here with the pole, we're seeing the same thing with the light pole. Now we can see now that it's several minutes past midday, but in my line, here is today's mark right here. This was yesterday's mark. This is flag 1, and today is between yesterday and flag 1, which was June 10th. And something keeps nagging in my brain is that if this is actually the way the sun moves this time of year, each year, does this have something to do with the shadows of Hezekiah? Something I'm going to have to research. Because if this is an occurrence, that the sun goes back and then comes forward again to mark Enoch's counts, not only would that be awesome, but if we can mark it every year and know that it happened, that possibly could account for those 10 degrees. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. That's what's going on with the flags today and the marks and the shadows and what we're seeing. So we're going to be around tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Rosh Chodesh for the 4th month. It's an assembly day. So we're going to be hanging out. Husband will be home from work and we'll be out here marking the table and just enjoying the day with Yahweh. And I'm going to do a little research on this. Now that have observed this movement 2 years in a row, it's definitely something's going on there. And if someone else is marking shadows like we are and has seen the same phenomenon, please contact me at remnantofthelight@gmail.com and let's figure this out together. I mean, that's what I'm out here doing, is looking at how the physical world moves and then aligning it with the scriptures, with what the prophets have told us, and seeing how it all fits together. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a perfect union, a perfect marriage of scripture and our physical, natural world. So that's what we're out here doing, trying to figure it all out. So until we see you again, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.